you're sat on a box of noodles. So, squirrel! Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. It's been a minute, so I thought I would do a little catch-up video, and I thought I'd just go through what we've been up to, what's happening at the moment, and what are our plans looking forward for the rest of the year. I am sat here in my ancient conservatory, which also kind of doubles up as a bit of our, well, just home ed, living life room. You can see paints in the background, printers, my wannabe morning basket, which hasn't really got much in it. What have I got? Well, because we're in the conservatory, we always have our pocket bird book nearby, so we can look up any of the birds that the kids spot. We have our 2023, what's it called? Nature Month by Month, a children's almanac, which is actually a really nice book. We had the 2022 one as well, and it's basically exactly the same, the 2023 one, but I guess a couple of dates change. But yeah, if you ever see that out and about, I think I got that in Sainsbury's. It's really nice to go through month by month. We have got my daily Stoic book, which I try and read to the kids every day. A lot of it is obviously kind of a bit over their head. My daughter hates when I read this. She literally covers her ears, but my son is into it. But it does actually spark some good discussions, like what's the date today? Hey Google, what's the date today?
It's Saturday, the 25th of February 2023.
Okay, so it's the 25th of February. We go and we find...
The 25th of February 2024 falls on a Sunday.
So it just has a short extract from a book by a Stoic philosopher. This one today is Marcus Aurelius, and then the author Ryan Holiday breaks down what he interprets it to mean. Keep a list before your mind of those who burned with anger and resentment about something. Then ask yourself, how did that work out? Smoke and dust, the stuff of simple myth trying to be legend. Anyway, it's all about, you know, controlling your emotions and all that good stuff. A ruler, I know why that's in there. And a couple of Marvel books, which my kids are really into at the moment. I know more about Marvel than I ever wanted to know. Anyway, so yeah, that was a mini little tour of all the stuff in my conservatory. So what have we been up to? Well, since my last video, if you watched the the Spain holiday, Can You Homeschool on Holiday vlog, and watched right to the end, which was probably no one, you might have seen that I mentioned we were going to go to Switzerland at the end of the year. That did happen. I didn't end up really filming any of it. It was quite, so for one, it was in school holidays because we were going with some other families, so I sort of didn't really count that as a home ed type one. And two, it was a family meetup type thing. And three, it was quite a difficult holiday. Like, we didn't, obviously Switzerland is really expensive, and we didn't really plan it out very well. There was a lot of extra costs that we hadn't, I guess, budgeted for, which was fine. We did have a good time. The most important thing was catching up with family, but that's the reason why I didn't do a video on it. And the second thing that's happened is the twins have officially reached compulsory school age, so that's kind of another milestone. They turned 5 at the end of the last year, which meant they would have reached compulsory school age in January. However, they were actually due to be born in February, which would have then meant they reached compulsory school age in April. So I'm kind of going by that one as well, just to give us a bit of extra time. Obviously the authorities won't count that, but hey ho. Okay, so what's been going on at the moment? One thing that's changed since actually really recently is, unfortunately, our Spanish teacher that we used to see every Friday has had to close her business down. She sadly wasn't making enough to cover her costs, so she's had to go back to her old full-time job. So that was a real shame, but the beauty of home ed is you just go out and you find another teacher and try something out. So that's what we did just this Friday gone. We went and met a new Spanish teacher. She's Venezuelan originally, or she is Venezuelan, so her Spanish is slightly different than we've been learning before, who was from a Spanish, she was from Bilbao, I think, originally. So that's a slight different, but she seemed really good with the kids. She was really nice, and it's actually like really close to where we live, which is a novelty because I'm kind of used to driving everywhere for different home ed things. I think this is like one of the first things that's actually been in the same, area that I live in. So that's cool. We've sort of fallen into kind of a nice little group with a few other home educators who all our kids get on really well. They are kind of around the same age, but it's always great to meet new people, but it's also nice to have those sort of people that you're already comfortable around, especially as, an introvert. It's good to not have to be super extroverted all the time and make new friends. So we've got a lovely little group. They're actually all from the Spanish class, which is quite cool. One of our home ed friends is away with her husband and 3 children in Thailand at the moment for 6 weeks, doing a bit of world schooling. Thailand and Vietnam, and they were joining a world schooling hub in Vietnam, which just sounds super cool. Like, I read about people doing it on Facebook all the time, but to actually sort of know someone that's gone off and done that is pretty cool. And we are kind of holidaying or world schooling vicariously a bit through there, and been doing a little bit of learning about Thailand and Vietnam with the twins, just because it gives that more context to learn about it, because they understand, okay, that's where our friends have gone, and I suppose it becomes less arbitrary. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to having them back. What else have we been doing? Lots of just living life, lots of reading, getting back out to the park meets. I feel like literally everyone at some point has been ill since Christmas. I've had the worst bad back, which has basically left us stranded at home for a week, and I even missed the twins' 5th birthday party. That's how bad it was, which I'm super gutted about, but I could not move basically. So just trying to take that time to rest and heal and not feel pressured to just be doing this, that and the other. Having said that, last week was pretty busy. The twins have also started a new home ed swimming club, so they're doing swimming lessons with some other home ed kids on a Tuesday daytime, which seems to be going well. I'm really happy about that one. Next up, going forward, what are my plans for the rest of the year? Much of the same of what we've been doing already. One thing I'm working on at the moment is, so my children's father is from Nigeria, and he speaks a language called Ukwani, which isn't even that common in Nigeria, so it's quite hard to find resources. Like, you can't just go on Amazon and get a dictionary or an online course or anything like that. So I'm actually speaking to this lady that I met, or I found her YouTube channel and found her on Facebook, and I'm trying to set up if she could do online Ukwani language and cultural studies, I suppose, which is, to me, if I can get that set up, would be amazing, because they would never learn that in school. And that's just, one of the biggest ticks, I suppose, for home ed, is being able to do something like that. So fingers crossed for that. I will keep you posted. The other thing I would really like to try and look into is getting the twins involved in some kind of martial arts. My son is kind of keen on the idea at the moment. I'm not so keen if they would like to go to a club, but I'm going to look around and see if I can find any home ed ones. We did do a trial of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu home ed class last year, but it was just a bit too far away. Like, it was about 45 minutes one way, and just a bit too much, even though I'm used to like driving everywhere, and 45 minutes for a one-off is fine, but for doing it every week, I thought it's just going to be a bit much, really. In the area I live, south of England at least, there is so much going on for home educators. Like, it'll be easy just to be like doing something different and new every day, and you have to really kind of set what your priorities are, so you're not just like, well, yeah, I'll do ice skating, I'll do football, I'll do languages, I'll do martial arts, I'll do tutoring. Like, it could quickly get just too full on, I think. So I might speak about this in another video, how at the moment it's really come from me, how I've tried to set some priorities. Later on, when my kids are a bit older, that will obviously come from them, but it's just a way to kind of navigate through everything and let some activities go that otherwise I think I would just jump on and it would get a bit overwhelming, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this quick little catch-up video. I'm filming on my mobile phone and you're sat on a box of noodles. So, squirrel! Oh, I have to see if I can get it in. This is what I love about, hey buddy! This is what I love about having the conservatory, even though, yeah. Oh, he's gone. Even though it's ancient, it's like such a good little spot for nature watching. We have a tree right outside here that some wood pigeons always come and put twigs in for their nest. The wood pigeons also savaged my attempt at broccoli, but I'll let that go. Anyway, that's completely by the by. I hope you are all loving your home ed journeys, staying hydrated, and yeah, just looking after yourselves and having a bit of me time. I'm having a bit of me time now, which is why I'm able to film this video, because my husband's taking all the kids out for a little jolly somewhere, which I'm sure they're loving. So I will see you in the next video.